Sup gamers, welcome back to another Sojourner Light commentary. Today, we're going to be playing, well not playing, we're going to be doing a little bit of VOD review on a incredibly good Rainbow Six Siege match that I had that I feel like I can confidently say I solo carried. I was the difference maker in every single round that my team won. Now, this isn't to just, like, show off, but I think it's a perfect encapsulation of me doing a lot of things right and a lot of my enemy team doing so many things incredibly wrong and handing over the win to me. This is also to slightly vet myself, because I feel like there are times in this where I look like I'm cheating, and I want to point out my thought process going into this so that people see the scoreline at the end of the game and like, okay, yeah, it makes sense how you eventually came to that conclusion. So we're attacking on Chalet. I'm playing Gridlock because they're not bottom floor, they're playing second floor, and I figure that if I want to attack on the library, I want to have something that has really good utility, that can clear things off of walls for Ace to get his charges onto the wall, and also in order to get a lot of flank watch, because there are a lot of staircases that lead upstairs inside of Chalet, and I want to be able to deny that. Gridlock is very good. I missed the camera here like 3 times. There we go. I got it that time. But anyway, I go over to pick up my drone and everything, and my plan is I'm gonna push library and try to hold down like an angle into trophy area, you know, chimney, upstairs, that kind of balcony area, so that my team can then push in safely into this location. Throw my drone, wait a second, because I've been jumped out on this corner before. Look for it. Nobody playing. My Ace just jumps in without droning, mind you. Ace is very lucky that the enemy team is not holding library. If you're ever playing Chalet, library, no matter what site that you're playing, should be your first priority to hold. If you're attacking, library should be your first attacking priority, because once you capture library, which is this room here, and also library connector, you then have access to all of top chimney and upper fireplace that can then hold crosses of players trying to go down main stairs or inside a bar. If you're defending, let's say that you're defending bar and first floor for a little bit, the bar and first floor sites are directly... Wow, why is that preview acting so strange? Okay, that's a little bit smoother. Anyway, so what we have, you know, down below library, you have the gaming and bar site. You then have as well, for upper library looking into fireplace here, you of course have basement and everything underneath it, like connectors, like the main room underneath this hatch here. So once you control library, you control actually a pretty significant portion of the map in terms of importance. And if you're attacking second floor, you then cut off the rotate that's on library stairs, and you cut off the rotate that's on main fireplace stairs, and then are able to push off of this entire part of the map. So that is my plan. Push library, get access into piano, and hopefully make some room for my teammates to work with here. So I get a drone. I notice that there's the Azami who's playing up by chimney, and she just peeks library connector and dies to the Ace here. Really ill-advised. Doesn't hear the Ace at all, which is a little bit strange to me. Minners is playing inside a library connector. I'm not fully aware of this player over by library stairs itself, which is, I believe this is the Smoke who's playing here. And Smoke goes downstairs instead of trying to contest the library door, because they honestly don't know where we're playing. Tries to get the drone, doesn't really work out. So anyway, here I am with my plan. I have walked into piano. I hear the Smoke gets our player from down below. I think it's in sight though for some reason for a second here. And so I'm like, okay, well what I gotta do then is I gotta throw these grenades or these track stingers onto the stairs just to make sure that we're not going to get pushed. I see the smoke grenade go off, and the only way that smoke grenade can go off, unless they threw it from the site, which they didn't because it would have hurt it, is if it's actually on those stairs. So I know that the smoke is still around somewhere, and I set up a flank cam here to see if there's any way we can do that. And then I spot the Azami here on the rotate. Now here's the problem, right? Azami knows that I have a drone here. You can see the sparks here of the drone getting blown up there. They know that I have seen them. And yet, their plan is to continue holding that same angle. Now, Smoke sprints up, I believe, trophy shares for this, and just walks into my crossfire. I'm half expecting a zombie to peek me, but the Smoke is just sprinting out there anyway. When a zombie's already holding this angle, when I'm already pushed up on this angle with no intel because I've shot their default cams out, And I pre-fired the Azami because I droned her out, and she just stayed in the same exact location as before. Previously, we were down in a 3v4 situation because Minners died to the Smoke who's playing down below, and I think Sledge died early in the round to the Capcan. I also wasn't paying all that much attention. But anyway, gonna throw some more, nades out. I see myself get shot. A little bit of a missed time thing from Capcan there, and I'm actually really lucky to have not died. But here's the cool thing about Gridlock. She has the Gon 6. So I just quick peek that, get that knocked down, and now I have free access into Piano. Also, defenders not reshooting this Azami is a little bit troll, but we'll gloss over that for now. Knock out the barbed wire. Try to push up. Forget that there's a Capcan immediately, even though I think we'd drawn him out earlier. And I hear this guy inside of A site, I look for him, and oh, there he is. So opening round, already doing really well. Got a 3K. Off of like really poor positioning from the opposing team. Like the Azami crouch walking through library connector with 0 intel instead of trying to hold an angle. Smoke sprinting in front of me instead of trying to hold an angle. Aruni holding an angle from the did I say Azami earlier? I meant to say Aruni. Aruni and Azami, I always mix up their names even though I know what the operators do. But Aruni at the rotate holds the exact same angle, doesn't even try to like prone or hold a different area of attack there, and just lets me get a free pre-fire onto her there. And then I think the Capcan was a bit of a stroke of luck because he was thinking that we were on the main breach because Ace did a really good job at distracting them by opening that main breach, and I just walk into Piano for free and get the kill for the end of the round. So, one thing that I will say that I didn't do very well that round was I didn't drone out Piano too well. I could have easily died to the Capcan who was sitting on that deployable shield the whole round, but that didn't end up happening. So round number 2 though is under effect, and again they're not basement, so I'm like, okay. Well, if they're not basement, when there's no Mira ban, you can see here, we banned Dokubi and Kaid, they banned Thatcher and Legion of all things. Legion kind of makes sense. Legion's really good at denying entry. The T5 is a pretty nice weapon overall, but I think that your bans are better spent on things like Solus, Valkyrie, Azami, for example, and instead Legion's the one that's picked out. Like, I think that Legion is effective, but I don't think he's, like, top tier, top priority. So this time, instead of going for the Gridlock, I decided to go for the Nomad. I just wanted to switch things up. Still have the same idea, though. I want to go into library, control that main part of the map because they didn't control last round, have a more aggressive weapon in terms of the ARX, and then push through library, and then hopefully get control of top library stairs and fireplace again. Into Piano. So it's really like the exact same idea that I had last round. There's my gun loading in fully. Look for my drone. I forget where I put it. I see it here, and then but I go on drone, and then like, oh wait, no, there it is. All right, pick it back up. Get the default cam. Boom. Oh, one more. There you go. I've recently changed my sensitivity a little bit, so like I'm working at a higher rate than before, but I think it's really helped out. I had a pretty low sens. My sens is still low, like I'll admit that, but I think that increasing my sensitivity has helped out quite a bit with getting some of these kills too. There's one that you'll see in the later round that was definitely helped by the sensitivity. So I get a drone on top fireplace looking for that Azami that I was playing before, shoot below me in case of frost traps, and the hard breach that we had for this round has been disconnected. So 4v5, Nadnek gets the first one of the round onto the Smoke, who I think might have been peeking balcony door for some reason, which you should never do. We're only a minute into the round, and you lose a Smoke that early. So anyway, I'm worried about there being someone on the library stairs here. So I go ahead and move my drone over there, just standard, looking for where things are. I hear that my drone's getting shot at from over by Piano side, but I think it's through the breach. But I decide to move my drone back up, because I'm like, you know what, maybe this is actually going to be better suited to playing in Fireplace in case they think that I'm on library and they don't come back, or they don't watch it there. So I decided to go for this. I hit the Nomad air jab here, and I think the Rook here Shoots the air jab out. Yeah, he does. So I hear that shot go out. I hear my air jab get destroyed. I'm trying to get this default cam. There it is. I hear my air jab get destroyed. I'm like, okay, that was shot. The only place that could have been shot from was from that breach there. Another air jab at top of fireplace. And we're down to a 2v4 between me and the 0. Valkyrie gets knocked, though, which is very good for us. Good start to things. And Busted Clout gets knocked down as well. So, 2v2 situation, although we don't fully know it yet that Valkyrie's up. And I'm half expecting someone to peek me on this breach again. So, this is where I make a mistake, right? Right now, there's only a minute left in the round. I have another drone available that I could easily throw into piano to drown out the rest of that, or I could even throw into Killbox here to try and get some angle for our 0 so that he knows exactly where people are. I could try to drone out, let's say bathroom rotate, and then also try to get anybody who's on the rotate in between the two sites, which then gives us free access into Killbox, and then we can plant and move on from there. Especially because Nitro Kid, the Mozzie, does not have a C4 left, and Valkyrie is down. Again, we don't know that Valkyrie's down. She's been picked back up. She might have picked herself back up, actually. But Nadnek gets 2. He gets 2, and we're up now. Like, we're so winning right now. So I decide, okay, now I should drone. It gets picked up by a Mozzie. So I hear it get picked up by a Mozzie, and I'm like, well, sucks to suck. Yeah, that was pinging me earlier. A little bit of a glitch there. So I take out these barbed wires. Should not be taking out this one because it's not doing anything here. Throw a flashbang into piano. Try to hold an angle into bathroom, expecting that someone might be there. I see them, but I don't land a shot. There's a prox alarm going off on me. And this Valkyrie's getting pinged. I'm like, okay, there's a guy in the bathroom. There's a guy in the bathroom. And we look at this guy, and he's like, oh, well, there is nobody in bathroom. He's actually down below his C4 hole here and gets shot through the floor, unfortunately. I only have the pistol available with which to kill the Valkyrie, and yeah, the Mozzie was down below, shooting through the floor. The problem that I took there is that I took too much time. I was being way too cautious in a scenario where I really didn't need to be. We knew that we were in a 2v3 situation. We knew that they were most likely all on site or in the kind of general area, and instead of trying to go for a push on the site to grab the diffuser, which we could have done easily, 0 dies on the rotate. The Mozzie is holding. Very, very smart play by them, and I end up taking too much time trying to get the diffuser. I did still get a kill, yes, but it's an impactless frag because it didn't really lead to anything in the end. We just lose to our own indecision there, and hence the reason why we are where we are now. Now they go basement. And even though it was like, why aren't they going basement before? The thing about basement is that basement is a very vulnerable site. Basement is an extremely vulnerable site overall in terms of access points, because you have main stairs that you have to worry about, you have the main wall here that you have to worry about, then you have this hatch and everything above wine cellar here on this. So you can, if we go down, you can see it's all like wooden up here. That's also very breakable and destructible by any sort of operator that can bring soft breach, which we have a fuse and a buck that can make use of that. You have this hatch here that leads into wine cellar as well. Then you have west main stairs that goes down into trench and then opens up this wall into the back of wine cellar. Then you also have blue stairs. Blue stairs comes down into blue corner, which then cuts off or rotates a player trying to go into the other sites or hold off anybody on west main or coming through main garage. Point is, garage is not a fantastically defendable site. And that's why. There are so many points of access, easy points of access for the attackers to get in through, a lot of which don't get used, which really upsets me. Because most attackers, they'll be like, oh, let's open up the wall, and then you have 3 dickheads like sitting out here on the snowmobile and the rocks and stuff. Open up the wall, have maybe one person to cover the crosses from connector into main site or blue, and then the rest of you, look at all these other entry points that you have going into the other sites. Like, there are so many angles for attackers to work with that can be used to your fullest advantage. And thankfully, my team this round is actually one that does manage to do that. So I know that there's a Mozzie drone on this wall. I'm just looking for any sort of bandits on the wall and things like that. Oh, excuse me. We do have it. We have 6 hard breach charges, by the way. We Benkai it so we can get hatches pretty freely. There's a Mozzie drone on this entrance, that's why I can't push my drone in there. Strangely enough, no mute jammers have been placed down. Azami and Mozzie have been using their utility, but no mute jammers have been placed. No echo drones have been used yet. I think he's going to use one now. So he's on one echo drone, but the mute hasn't placed any of their jammers down, which is kind of concerning, especially because of what happens in this round. Now, I hear this is a round that might have me accused of cheating, but I see that my buck is acting really strange. He's looking up at this library window, right? And I'm like, oh, that's strange. Why is he looking up at the library window? And then here, I hear this guy. You are not quiet when you are shuffling and moving around like this. You are not silent when this window is open and you're shuffling around on the window like this, trying to get a cheeky kill, right? And so I hear the guy on this window, and I'm just like, all right, well, I guess I'll go up and contend him. And so I do, and so I win that out. It looks like I'm cheating. I swear it looks like I'm cheating because, you know, how would you know if you didn't drone it out? Well, the buck was acting weird, and so my thought was, oh, there's somebody up on the library window, because of course it's a basement defense. If they're expecting us to hold that or open up that main basement garage wall, then it's possible that there's someone who's planning a run out there. And so because I hear them on the window, I just full send it and get a very lucky kill off of that round. So I'm like, okay, maybe Zero's going to try to hard breach this wall. I like kind of pre-aim the window here to see if anybody's going to be opening it while my Zero's on drone. And then I decide, you know what, screw it. I need to open this up myself. I throw an impact EMP here, which catches actually quite a bit, but it's mostly to get the Mozzie off the wall, right? So now I can put my drone inside of sight. I can like ping out the bandit batteries and stuff to show them where they're at. And then I just have my drone there inside a snowmobile. But I noticed that the rest of my team, look at Slippery Sock, he's inside of Upper Chimney. You look at Cowrie as well, who's right next to him. So it's only me and Nadnek that are outside by this main wall. And even then, Nadnek is opening up this wall into Fireplace because Minners has also got free reign of bottom Fireplace, thanks to drones and thanks to just general know-how of the site. So Fuse is fusing above. Zero's over by main stairs. I'm just going to throw, like, you know, throw some gridlocks for posterity's sake. The camera's already been shot out. I throw one on blue stairs, and so I think, okay, we have Amaru going down blue stairs. We have Zero and everyone else in Fireplace watching main stairs. I have my tracks out. The only other way that someone can really do some serious damage to us is if they flank us on West Main Stairs. And I should probably try to go to hold West Main Stairs and get some track stingers on that stairs there. So I come back a little bit, and then I'm like, you know what, maybe I should come back this way. And then there's Mute just crouch walking, trying to flank for some, I mean, not for some reason. Like, I understand the reason why he's flanking there. It makes total sense, right? Throw these tracks down the stairs so that in case one of us, like, we start throwing this round, they don't have a rotated west stairs. But Minners, I think, gets someone through the floor. No, actually, they just walk up blue and get the Mozzie. So here I am, you know, checking big garage. I hear there's a zombie barrier here, by the way, that's, like, covering around this. It's just that the replay doesn't show a zombie barriers, but it's covering, like, here. So I go to peek in. I hear the echo. He gets the fuse. And I'm like looking around. And oh, there he is through the zombie barrier. And I get another 3K for the round. And we win. And the reason why we won that is because we were using all of the map and also exploiting the fact that Basement has several weaknesses. So using all the map in the sense that we had players in Fireplace. We actually pushed in through second floor to make sure there was nobody sitting in Chimney or Library to then deny that entry there. And then Amaru gets to walk down blue for free. And all of these players, except for the Mute, who was very, very late on a rotate coming up West Main because I wanted to have all her bases covered, dies immediately. And ideally, what should have happened was, like, Nitro Kid should have been playing upstairs, playing the Mozzie. Maybe even the Azami should have been playing upstairs inside a library, because you can use those Azami barricades in order to deny the site pretty well. Maybe bandits trying to stay on the wall to bandit trick and stuff, and maybe echoes back inside of site. But really, like, you should have at least 2 people roaming for this site because of how vulnerable it is from above, so you want to make sure that your anchors and all the people that are on the site aren't going to be taken out by things like the buck trying to shotgun the floor open from above, like the fuse trying to use fuse charges from above, or like me, just cutting off all of your rotates before you can even figure out where they are. So that's how we win that round. Round number 3 goes very handily in our favor. Round number 4. Now back on defense, and it is not match point. That is a glitch. It is 2-1. And I decide to go for alibi. The reason why I go for alibi is kind of the same reason that I go for a lot of the operators that I do. It's because of the bailiff secondary, and because I have the deployable shield. You pop open the rotate there, you put the deployable shield down here. Ideally, this would be a little bit closer to the wall so you don't have this gap here, because you could technically get shot through that gap if they open up the main wall here, which is, as they say, it's not great. So, something you have to be a little bit wary of. But I figure, you know what, since I'm playing the 3-speed, I should probably go up onto main stairs here, or upstairs, and try to get the hatches and everything, and I'm really surprised to see. By the way, my team is silent for this entire game. All this intel is stuff that I'm gaining myself just from general game knowledge. So I see that that hatch is good, I hear the drone here, shoot that one. I hear the other drone there by the top of West Main, and I just don't see where it is at all. I try to look for it there. I don't see the drone, though. Anyway, I got to get the wine cellar hatch a little bit late into the round. Ideally, this would have been done earlier, but not bad at all. And I'm going to go for this cheeky hold, which I see Warden down below me in Big Garage, so I don't think that they're pushing this way. But I open this anyway, look at it for a second, and I realize, okay, so there's nothing going on there. The Lion Charge goes out. I'm playing over here because I want to see if I can catch anybody inside a Big Garage and maybe have a rotate down to the trench side. I know I'm talking very fast. I apologize. I will slow down a bit. But in this round, I hear the Lion go off. I hold still. And in this time, Zofia starts meleeing this window next to me. And that is very loud. She's also a 3-armor operator. And I hear it break open. I decide to peek it, see the tip of her gun. And I don't know, I just get that for free because you're not droning out your defenders, I guess? Like, I honestly don't know what that is. I throw another alibi there in case there's somebody up by main stairs that's trying to get me. I think they might have been partially expecting, because you can see that there's a drone here, right? If we look here, there's this drone that I heard earlier that I couldn't find, that's still sitting inside these bushes, and I never managed to get it. But this drone is sitting here watching just this room, right? They are aware, because of the drone that they had in here, that I am upstairs somewhere, right? And instead, their decision is to jump into this window because this drone doesn't see anything inside of top West Main. And so I just get that for free because you didn't drone and you just made a lot of noise. And so we're up already 1 round. If we look over on the main wall, there is like some shenanigans kind of going on here. Minners is trying to do something. He throws out a C4. Doesn't claim anything, though. I may know right now. I'm just seeing if there's anybody else who's going to be upstairs. Slippery Sack gets 1, but gets traded back by Gutter. I know that there's somebody out by Fireplace, and I narrowly missed them here because they go in front of my point of view, and I decided to not re-peek the angle, right? Like, I'm so not keen on re-peeking here because I have no idea. I have no intel on this guy here, and I realized, like, oh, wait, we're in a 1v2. We still have her default cam up because Zofia didn't have time to shoot it. There's a guy who's holding upstairs inside a Fireplace. What should I do? Well, we're in a 1v2. We have a minute and a half left in the round. I should go hold sight. Just play it patient. Just hold an angle. I also barricaded this door because I don't want anybody coming down West Main without my knowledge. And so, I decided to go for the main door. I think I hear the Ying above me here, and so I'm anticipating her to push this side of things. I look over towards blue because I realize we're not really holding blue, but I just have like a sense, a feeling that they're going to be on main stairs, because the last time that I saw them, they were inside a fireplace. And so that means that their closest course of action is over by main stairs. I think they're droning out here. Their drone goes down main stairs. I'm like, oh, okay, so there's a drone that just came down main stairs. I say that to my team. Like, oh, there's a drone that came down main stairs. There it is. So they're going to be main stairs. But then they jump outside to the balcony, but I still think that they're upstairs inside a fireplace, like trying to hold down main. I let her know that, hey, there's a drone there still. She hears the player outside. C4 goes awry. Ying Candela does not go in the wall. That mirror window there that she's peeking through, by the way, has been broken already by the ace, so that doesn't exist. She's just able to look through that freely. You know, peeks the corner of the garage and gets the kill into the mirror. So I'm in a 1v1 situation with only 15 seconds left. Remember how earlier it was a minute and a half and a 2 versus 1. We have successfully wasted it down to less than 15 seconds. And so I have full intel on this Ying, and I know that this vault hole is not enough for her to jump through. She tries to jump through it there.
5 seconds left.
And I hear her, you know, upstairs trying to vault in, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to run away. And that's it. I keep my perfect KD, and we win the round off of just playing it safe, getting the picks where we need to, and taking advantage of the fact that this team has not droned me out. So we go to the next round, which is now match point. We take it upstairs into master bedroom office. And I'm feeling myself, you know, I'm feeling good about how this result is going so far. So I play Jaeger shotgun. There was a video that I recorded before about, like, mistakes that I was making, where in the last round I got 2 kills and an assist with Jaeger shotgun. It was very funny. I might still post that video. Might still post that commentary, because I think it's like a good retrospective of, like, things that I'm doing wrong. It showcases things that I'm doing wrong. This is more of the game of, like, oh, things that I'm doing right and things that my opponents are doing wrong that would have easily countered me out here. Anyway, playing Jaeger shotgun because I honestly, genuinely do not trust my team to make rotate holes and things like that. But I make the rotate into there, and then for this wall here specifically, now I know that people have different philosophies on the way that this works, but let me show you, right? So you open up the left wall, which might be wrong in some ways, but the reason why I'm opening the left wall and not the one on the right here is because if an attacker comes up the main stairs here, they don't have an angle that can then look really easily into the rest of sight. They have to be basically up against the wall in this corner here in order to see into the rest of sight. Now, of course, if they open up this main wall here, then they have a nice angle that cuts off or rotate by library and things like that. But when you have this open here, you're preventing them from pushing by chimney. You're preventing the push out of library connector. Sure, they can move up library stairs, but if I peek this side and look over into by like trophy cases and things like that, that is not an angle that they're really allowed to push. And secondly, if this wall is opened up, but then this one is reinforced, there's also a really easy potential to get wall banged. Like, sure, I can, you know, peek this corner here, which is a little bit awkward to do because of the case that's sitting, like the desk that's sitting right here, which kind of obstructs my movement. So if I don't like fully move all the way behind this case, which is a little bit of extra movement that I have to do, I'm pretty vulnerable to getting shot from any sort of cross angle that they have here. Whereas if I have this open, I can then stand behind this reinforced wall and still be able to contest pretty much the exact same angle. It's the same idea with Freezer on Oregon, where you open up the right side wall, where you don't give the attackers a good spot to jiggle peek from. They can jiggle peek the bottom of Freezer's stairs in Freezer if you open up the left wall, and you can die from that. And also they cut off anybody going through laundry. But if you open up on the right, they don't really have an angle. All they see is the back wall of closet, and it forces them to push out in order to see if they can catch anybody on that kill hole there. Because I've had people say that this is the wrong side before. Like, oh, you put it on the wrong side. It's like, no, you played it wrong. I've had people say you put it on this wrong side. This is absolutely the right side for it, unless there's like other good reasons that I should put on the right side here. But if I put it on the right side here, and I'm trying to contend from this side of the box and have this reinforced, it's easy to get naded in here, or it's easier to get shot from in here, because now this person who's playing maybe even balcony can swing really easily on me, or someone who's playing top here can then pre-fire this and have a hole open so that if I'm playing inside of here, I can't move out of the kill box. So that's my entire reasoning for why I reinforce the way that I do, which looks funny, but it's the right side. Anyway, a little bit of a rant there, really. I placed my last Jaeger ADSs because I know they had a Ying on the previous round, and I think that the quickest way that a Ying gets into sight is by opening up the balcony and pushing in through here. And, yeah, that's what I do. I hear that there's I Z-pinged the window, but my team is oblivious. I am 8-0. The rest of my team combines for 10. So I'm definitely the major difference maker right now on this game. And I decide, you know what, I'm going to ego peek this, I'm going to play it close. I see his gun for a second, and I try to get the shot off. You can hear the shotgun go off, but it doesn't fire because I get headshot immediately by the ace. And I just lose to my own hubris, which, whatever. 8-1, shouldn't have been peeking that. Like, really what I should have done, was just keep holding that window. Because if he jumps in, then he's dead. If he rotates around to the top of trophy, we have Frost already watching that on that angle specifically. And if I'm alive, then I'm still a threat for this player who's over by bathroom, this Ash. Knocks us down to a 4v2, though. I have not done very well for this round. It's up to Nadnek in a 2v4 and Cowrie, but Cowrie hasn't gotten a kill yet. One's in a Frostmat, though, jumping into the main thing here. And that is something I noticed as well. If we can go back in time a little bit.
Attackers locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. 10 seconds to insertion. Attackers have located a bomb. 5 seconds left. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Okay. So back here, 214, by the way. 3 of us are dead by ego peeking, which really sucks. But this camera here that's on top of library stairs has not been shot out. I have some beautiful intel just watching this top on by the trophy cases and everything. Players out of a Frostmat there, whatever, right? Or it was the Ying just sprinting in. But I notice that on jump in, this ace, I never saw a drone. If this Frostmat that's at top of main was underneath these trophy cases here, we would have gotten a free kill. I also remember that the Ash goes in through bathroom here. But anyway, Ace is trying to contend this. I'm giving call-outs and everything, but I think everyone's muted me, and they were in a 4-stack because everyone's been, like, fucking silent this entire game, which is really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. So Ace goes to pick up Ying here, and Cowrie dies going 0-4. I'm Z-pinging because this camera has not been destroyed. But I'm still, like, really annoyed by this. So it's in a 1v4 for Nadnek. Slippery Sack actually gets gutter. Got downed by a Frostmat, runs into a Capkin trap and dies. So now it's Nadnek inside of bathroom. Oh, narrowly misses the Ash there. Very close thing. Gets shot through the wall because we didn't reinforce bathroom wall. Devil Pup is super duper low. Trying to get the Ash here. Aims a little bit too high. Aiming for someone who was standing height. But instead got someone who was crouch height. Now, funny enough, I don't know why Zofia is crouch walking in through sight here. Like, we need to stop crouch walking so much in this game. It's kind of ridiculous. That's how I killed the mute that round, because he just wasn't expecting me. That's how the Zofia was crouch walking in that round that I killed her as well. At top of West Main. Anyway, so 8-1. I'm still doing really well. We're still on match point, but we're only up by 1 round. 1 because of my indecision, and 1 because of my hubris. So, I'm going to learn from that. And also, remember how I said last round that the ace jumped into the trophies without droning. And so my first Frostmat that I put down is on that trophy window. because if there's anything that silver/gold players don't do very well is adapt, right? And so Azami reinforces the left wall, which is not the good one. And so I open up the kill holes on the other side, still to give us the angle and stuff. But again, we still have that problem where you can, if an attacker chooses to like maybe open up on library connector, you can have a really nice long angle in the office here and prevent anybody from playing kill box. In fact, you actually just make that a super easy push if we don't have any wall denial on this side here by the balcony, right? So, something to watch out for in the rest of the round. Put my other frost mat. I put one, I think, half box somewhere. But anyway, I decided to go roam. I decided that I'm going to be playing the fireplace angle here. There's a drone behind me as well. I just noticed that. There's this drone. Wait, where? Yeah, at top of fireplace. There's a drone here to be used. Only 2 drones have been lost in the opening of prep phase here. And I decided to make like a nice little aggressive angle, try to hold top of library here from fireplace. And I actually think I give the attackers their angle here. This is a terrible mistake by me, because this hole that I opened up here now gives the attackers that angle I was talking about. They don't even have to use the utility. I've given it to them. But if this is reinforced correctly with the reinforced wall on this side, and then the rotate or the kill holes on this side, this angle would never happen. But because of the bad reinforcement and because I'm not thinking, I open up that for free for them. So, bit of a problem in it. And here's Warden walking into library. Gets absolutely fried by the Yana. I think I was on cams there. I shouldn't have been. And I'm like, oh, there's someone in library? Okay, cool. Sick. Free kill. And I'm like worried about there being people elsewhere around the map. I think that drone is still up, by the way. Yeah, that drone is still up and available. Could have found me. But they did not. Looking for anybody side library. I know that there's shots being fired onto a couple other things. Shoot out a clutch drone. And I hear this person jump into library. And I also hear this ace peek the window to piano. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to watch this piano window. I'm just going to wait for him to jump into the cases by library stairs. Because what happened last time? He didn't drone this. I don't even shoot. Goodbye. And I get case for free. Now, I know that I heard somebody was in library. I heard them jump in there. So that's why I go over here to hold this cross angle. And I hear something. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm hearing here. And I see that Clodrone spots me out. So I decided to not go. Oh yeah, I hear the ash. I know that I hear somebody on this window here. I know that there's somebody over in the library there. And I get spotted on the clutch drone, so I decide to hold a really passive angle here. And the clutch drone gets our camera, so I shoot that out as well. Just before it gets used at all. And I'm not going to peek anything. I don't know why the outlines are working like that. But I'm not going to peek anything. I can hear this person outside of this window. I know that they're here still. And then I think we actually, because of the Valkyrie on her cameras here, we'll see it pretty soon. Oh, that's some frame rate going on there. Give me the cam, Valk. Yeah. So Valk pings the person down below in fireplace here. And I'm like, oh. She pings it again, I think, or a couple more times. I'm like, oh, there's someone down below? Okay. Well, I'll go see if I can contend them. I'm feeling myself. I'm 10-1. I win the heads-up gunfight there. Somehow. Just out by pure luck. And I know that there's somebody still on top of trophy cases, but because of my HP, because of Capkin's HP, because of our man advantage right now, I decide I am not even going to attempt to hit that. I also missed that drone still. That drone has been up this entire round. Just sitting there on fireplace stairs doing absolutely nothing. So I know about the ash. She goes to melee the Azami barrier that's sitting on the piano window. And I'm trying to hold this angle up by top library. Ash is looking for me as well. But I don't think that their drone is... And I say that, hey, there's case over here. That's what I pinged for. I'm like, oh, 15 seconds left. So Slippery Sock goes down. I'm like, oh. Oh, Cowrie also tries to peek, and we die there as well. I try to peek and nearly die to the ash. But I know that there's only 5 seconds left in the round. I don't need to peek anything. and we win the game on time. Just by playing passive, just by holding off the right rotates and everything, I made it so that I slowed them down significantly to the point where I went 11-1. It was still a 4-2 match. One round I was too slow. Another round I was a little bit too confident and needed to back it up a little bit. Just think like, I need them to come to me. They need to be pushing me in this scenario. So that's what ended up happening. I want to go back just a little bit here in the round as well. Just before the end of the round. Just before the round ends here as well. Look at this. Watching Ash, watching Ash, watching Ash, watching Ash. This drone is still up. This drone here single-handedly could have saved the game for my opponents. Could have had the Ash, kill me because I'm on really low HP, and Nadnek probably doesn't win a heads-up gunfight against against the G3. This could have easily swung the other way around, and we would have been down 2-3 despite my scoreline. So, use your utility, fellas. Drone more. That's the only reason I got kills this game, was because people just didn't drone me out. I got a kill off of that ace because he didn't drone out down below himself. Didn't really think about there being a frost mat there. And, yeah, adapt your gameplay. Try different things. Have a game plan. Those sort of tips and tricks and things like that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of personal VOD review. This is a ranked game as well. I'm gold 3 solo queue. And I had no communication from my team aside from those Zed pings from the Valkyrie. And won the game 11-1. It's doable. The Zelo's easy, I guess. Yeah. Alright, that's all I got. I'm done rambling. Bye-bye.